Radio station Motormouth Mall, right there, right now I got down.
Yeah, I'm barely getting you in there, Motormouth. Sounds like you're pointing the other direction or something.
Let me go check to see what I'm on here. I thought I was on the 5/8 wave. No, that's strange. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let me turn the carrier up a little bit more. I was set up to run the big box. I hope that makes a bit of a difference. I don't know what the carrier output is here right now, but anyway, it should have made a big improvement on your end there, Bobby. Wow, there's a lot of reverb. I don't know where that came from. Oh, well, anyway, Bobby Boucher, Motormouth Mall, your West Coast Beast, right there, right now, break.
Yeah, that definitely helped out. Still getting a lot of static. I don't know if it's because of where I'm at or what's going on, but yeah, you're hitting me 20 over. What does this one sound like? Does it sound any cleaner, clearer, signal a little bit stronger?
Full quieting. How am I getting 20 over on you and you still got static? I've got a dead carrier here. Let me play it back for you. There it goes. Let me turn the carrier up a little bit more. I was set up to run the big box. I hope that makes a bit of a difference. Hang on a second. I don't know what the carrier output is here right now, but Bobby Boucher, Motormouth Mall, your West Coast Beast, right there, right now, break.
Yeah, that definitely helped out. Still getting a lot of static. I don't know if it's because of where I'm at or what's going on, but yeah, you're hitting me 20 over. What does this one sound like? Does it sound any cleaner, clearer, signal a little bit stronger?
Full quiet. Anyway, I don't know about the static there at 20 over. That's a big signal to break.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the static. Yeah, it sounds. My audio sounds like it's a little bit stuffy, like a little plugged up. You know, like it's really tight. I don't know. I made an adjustment. I took out some of the compression. Can you hear any difference on this one?
Let me turn this down. Hello, up. Yeah, let me turn this to here. This should be a little bit better. Let me drop the audio down here a little bit. Anyway, there's a little bit more carrier I can give you right there. We'll see if that's close. I'll turn the audio up here a little bit more. My little carrier alarm is coming on, but that's because I don't want to drive the driver very hard. So I've got the Mauldulator down. I can turn it up. And it's not good. Anyway, okay. Maybe I just didn't have a good, clean, clear signal on you. I don't know. I'll try it again. I'll record you one more time.
All right. Well, right now, my compressor is set where it's at, one of the compressors. And I'm going to make a change on there and see if you can hear any difference in there. Okay, made the change. Could you hear any difference in the audio quality as far as the clarity? That make any difference right there?
headphones, it sounds super clean and clear. My playback may be suffering a little bit, but I'll play it back for you one more time. I'm also going to try to get rid of some of this reverb. I don't know why. I just got through it a little while ago taking reverb out of this thing, and it's back for some reason. And I don't know how or why. Let me pull it down here to a little bit less right there and see what that does. Okay, got rid of the reverb. All right, let me play you back. Yeah, I didn't get rid of all the reverb. I just got rid of the part that I thought was too much. Anyway, okay, here goes.
Well, right now, my compressor is set where it's at, one of the compressors. And I'm going to make a change on there, see if you can hear any difference in there.
You know what?
Okay, made the change. Could you hear any difference in the audio quality?
In my headphones,
Does that make any difference right there?
there's a muffledness on my playback, but it's not there when I hear you direct. My playback is, well, I'm not sure if that's really there or not, but I'll play it back for you one more time. Let me listen to you again.
10-4. Yeah, we're doing a quick little check, see if I can get this thing to sound a little bit cleaner, get a little more clarity in there. I think the bottom end might be too much right now. Maybe it's causing some kind of, to me, on the playback, it sounded a little bit tight, a little bit muffled.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me in the playback too, but not in my headphones. So I'm not sure which one you want to believe. Here, let me play that back one more time.
On a quick little check, see if I can get this thing to sound a little bit cleaner, get a little more clarity in there. I think the bottom end might be too much right now. Maybe it's causing...
Man, on my playback there is too much bottom end.
On a quick little check.
I turn the gain down.
See if I can get this thing to sound a little bit cleaner, get a little more clarity in there. I think the bottom...
Let me turn my final audio up.
Maybe it's causing some kind of... to me, on the playback, it sounded a little bit tight, a little bit muffled.
I think it sounds better when I turn the gain all the way down. The playback too, but not in my headphones. So I'm not sure which one you want to... I think it sounds perfect, Bobby. I just think it's when I play it back it sounds too much.
Okay. Well, I dropped some of the bottom end down a little bit. Took a dB out of the bottom. I don't know if that made any difference right there. If it cleaned it up at all. Could you hear any difference? Difference right there. Audio test. Radio 6-7. Doesn't look very sharp. I don't know.
It's got good high end. It's got good bass.
Down a little bit. Took a dB out of the bottom. I don't know if that made any difference right there. If it cleaned it up at all. Could you hear any difference? Difference right there. Audio test. Radio 6-7. Doesn't look very sharp. I don't know.
Man, my playback is not doing you justice. It's funny. My playback on my audio sounds pretty good. But my playback of your audio does not sound the way you sound in my headphones. So I'm not sure what's wrong. But I guarantee what I'm hearing in my headphones, and probably whatever is being streamed over YouTube, is sounding great. And whatever's happening on my playback is messing up the way you sound. So I'm afraid what you're hearing isn't what's really happening. I don't know. Is there, here, let me go look at the YouTube stream and see if anybody's out here. Nobody out here? Yeah, three current viewers. On the viewers out there on YouTube listening to Bobby Boucher, is the audio coming from me and Bobby sounding okay? I think my playback is what's suffering. I don't think it's your audio at all. I think you sound perfect to break.
10-4. Hey, do you hear that? I'm going to hold a dead key, and if you could listen real close, see if you can hear that weird, that kind of wobbly sound that I was hearing, just to make sure that that it was something over there by that cooler I was parked at. I'll hold the dead key. See if you can hear anything in the background. There you go.
Nope, dead quiet over here. I don't hear anything in there but a bunch of Silence.
Hear anything in the background? There you go.
Dead silence. Sounds good to bring.
All right. Well, I took a little bit more bottom end out of there. I don't know if that sounds any different on your end. Still sound pretty clean, or what do you think? What do you? I'm trying to look at this. Yeah, I took a little bit out, but I don't know if I took too much out.
Let me try something different here. I'm going to bypass. We get on the receiver side here. Let me turn this down somewhere. Doggone it. There's too much audio up in here. Wait a second here. Nice. Let me figure out where to turn this down. And I'll see if I can't, wow, there might have been something interesting going on there. That's hot. Okay. We'll take the output of this down, right there. Let's see what happens. All right, this is, all right, let me play you back again. Go ahead and key down again. Give me some audio with what you got right now.
All right. We got about close to a 100-watt carrier. Looks like 600-watt peaks. I'm holding it with my left hand, and I'm going to switch. And there we go. Now we're with the right hand. Audio test. Let me see. Yep, about the same. Actually, you know what? It's a 101-watt carrier with my left hand. My right hand, it's a 113-watt carrier. Audio. What the hell?
That's weird. Okay, let me play this back. This is probably going to be more accurate. I forgot I had something in line here. Got a filter. Let me put this in line here. Back again. Go ahead and key down again. Give me some audio with what you got right now.
All right. We got about close to a 100-watt carrier. Looks like 600-watt peaks. I'm holding it with my left hand, and I'm going to switch. And there we go. Now we're with the right hand. Audio test. Let me see. Yep, about the same. Actually, you know what? It's a 101-watt carrier with my left hand. My right hand, it's a 113-watt carrier. Audio. What the hell?
Oh, that's funny. That is weird. Okay, how did that sound there, Break?
Everything sounds better. You sound 10 times better. The playback sounded pretty good. It's definitely not quite there, but yeah, I don't know. There's got to be some kind of weird RF thing going on in here. Let me try that again. Okay. Audio. As soon as my right hand goes on the mic, carrier jumps up 10 watts, and it looks like it's flat topping. But when I put my hand on the R or the pickup box, drops back down where it's supposed to be. Yeah, there's just some kind of weirdness going on in here. Let me unplug this thing. Audio 1. No, still goes up when I put my right hand on the mic. The carrier comes up. So do the peaks. That's weird.
That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard of. Very strange. I don't know what to make of that. I mean, the audio sounds great. and there's no change. When you see the change on your end, there's no change whatsoever on my end. And, yeah, it looks and sounds perfect. That's got to be the best sounding. That's got to be about the best sounding mobile I've ever heard.
Everything sounds better. You sound 10 times better. The playback sounded pretty good. It's definitely not quite there, but yeah, I don't know. There's got to be some kind of weird RF thing going on in here. Let me try that again. Okay.
Yeah, the whole thing sounds perfect.
All right. I put a little more audio in the DAW. So I don't know, that bring anything up? Does it sound any different? Audio 1, 2, radio test, audio check, radio 1, radio audio. And I'll put it back where it was. Hold on a second. Let's see. Okay, now it's back where it was. Audio 1, 2, radio check. Could you hear any difference between these two?
Yeah, you bumped up the highs. There was a lot more sibilance sound in the highs, and then you rolled it back down again. I don't know if you can hear that on the playback.
Audio in the DAW. So I don't know, that bring anything up? Does it sound any different? Audio 1, 2, radio test, audio check, radio 1, radio audio. And I'll put it back where it was. Hold on a second. Let's see. Okay, now it's back where it was. Audio 1,
yeah,
2,
see, listen to the S's. They're kind of they have a SH sound here, and then they switch.
I'll put it back where it was. Hold on a second. Let's see. Okay, now it's back where it was. Audio 1, 2, radio check. Could you hear any difference between these?
I like the S's. I like the high end a lot more like it is now at the end there, Break.
Okay, 10-4. Yeah, I was trying to roll in a little bit more compression in there. I figured that it wouldn't sound very good, but never hurts to try it out and see what it does. All right. Well, you know, this is kind of a weird thing going on with this. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's awfully peculiar. Why on earth would that make any difference, you know?
Yeah, that's the strangest thing. The left hand has a different capacitive value or inductive value, or RF is favoring one hand over the other. Man, I don't know. I have no idea what to make of that. It's got but it's consistent. And whether you or CJ are holding the microphone, it does the same thing, which is really strange. God, I just don't know what to say about that. I've never seen or heard of anything like that happening before. But the audio sure sounds good. It sounds 10.8, heavy, healthy, crisp, clean. I don't know about my audio. Mine might sound a little bit nasally or boxy or, I don't know, something weird. But, you got that thing sounding good there, Brick.
No, your audio doesn't sound boxy or anything like that. It sounds like the bottom end's just a little bit on the heavy side. But yeah, it still sounds really clear, nice and clean. I think it's hard to tell on this standard bandwidth receive. It's a little bit bottom heavy, I think.
Yeah, 10-4. Well, I can roll. I put in an EQ at the very end here. I can roll some of the bottom end down a little bit here, and that probably doesn't make it as good. Let me roll this down here. I'll roll that 20 hertz, which you shouldn't be hearing to 20 hertz, but 20 hertz has an effect on my audio because of some harmonic goofiness that I'm doing over here. So that's 20 hertz all the way down, and then here's 20 hertz all the way up. You could probably hear that thump in the bottom end. The 63 hertz I can pull that down and probably pull some of the bottom end out that you're hearing and see what that does. That's 63 hertz. Motor-mouth Maul stepping right there, right now.
Yeah, it has an effect on the bottom. I mean, when we boost or cut or high pass way below where our audio actually is, it definitely affects the phase relationship between the other frequencies in the same equalizer. So it'll definitely have an effect for sure. I just now put a high pass at 40 hertz. Sometimes that makes it sound a little tight and a little squeezed. I can pull it down, 35 hertz right there, and it tightens the audio up, but sometimes it gives it kind of a squeezed pinch sound, and I'll take it off. And that's without that high pass on my last EQ. Could you hear any difference with that?
Not real noticeable. Let me play that back.
That's right there, and it tightens the audio up, but sometimes it gives it kind of a squeezed pinch sound, and I'll take it off. And that's without that high pass on my last.
Yeah, I could hear it a little bit.
Could you hear any difference with that?
It was in there. Not real noticeable. I could definitely hear it, though. It was there. I'll take all the low end out, which will change this setting over here. Let me put that back in there and take this down over here and see what that does on your radio. Let me take that down some more, take it down some more, take it down some more. Okay, there's a significant cut in the bottom end on mine. We'll see how that does on your end. Bobby Boucher, Motor-mouth Maul, your West Coast beast. Right there, right now.
Yeah, that sounded good. That sounds perfect right there. Whatever you did, that on a radio like the one I got, just standard, standard receive, that sounds really good. Doesn't sound like the bottom end is perfect. It's still deep and bassy, but it's not sound like it's overdone. I added a little 1 kilohertz, 1 dB of 1K in there, just to see what that sounds like. Did it audio change at all? Does it sound mid-rangey or does it sound any different? I'm going to take it out now. Okay, and this is where it was without it. It usually sounds better without it, but you never know. Did you hear any difference there?
Well, let me play it back. Okay, Motor-mouth Maul, your West Coast beast. Just a second, let me go forward right now.
Or does it sound any different? I'm going to see what that sounds like. Did it audio change at all?
Back up a little bit more here.
And I added a little 1 kilohertz, 1 dB of 1K in there, just to see what that sounds like. Did it audio change at all? Does it sound mid-rangey or does it sound any different? I'm going to take it out now. Okay, and this is where it was without it. It usually sounds better without it, but you never know. Did you hear any difference there?
Really not a huge difference. Subtle, but not huge.
Yeah, 10-4. All right, well, yeah, I don't know. I think my audio sounds a little bit flat. It just sounds like, it's hard to tell because I know you're having some playback issues. But from what I'm hearing, it sounds like it's a little bit, it almost just sounds like a really clean stock radio kind of sound. Trying to get a little edginess in there and get it a little bit more articulate and get a little more detail in there. So it might not actually sound that way. It's hard to tell, from what I'm hearing. It's kind of the way it sounds. So maybe maybe I'll have to revisit one of these equalizers, see if I can get a little more detail out of it.
10-4. Well, I don't know. It sounds really good to me. It's got good definition. It's got some good bottom end in there. It's good top end. It doesn't have grunt, but I don't know if you really want grunt. It sounds good. I like it. Let me play that back again.
Hearing it's kind of the way it sounds. So maybe maybe I'll have to to revisit one of these equalizers, see if I can get a little more detail out of it.
10-4. Well, I don't know. It sounds really good to me. It's got good. I hear the flatness that you're talking about. If you compare the two,
and it's kind of the way it sounds.
It has almost a and I know I can make mine sound like that. And the way I end up doing that is to take out some of the compressors. I use a lot of stages, I guess, of redundant compression. And then I try to re-EQ things. So maybe that does some of that, gives it some of that bold sound. But I hear what you're talking about, but it sounds good. I mean, I wouldn't complain about it there. But I know when I tune my audio up, I go for a particular sound, and it tends to be that, I don't know how to describe it, a rolling kind of a full rolling, not garbly, but rolling sound. I don't know how to describe it. But I think that's the difference. But your audio sounds good, Deborah.
Yeah, 10-4. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. And yeah, it's kind of somewhat the direction I'm trying to head in. Well, I made a little change. I don't know if it's coming through on that end or not. And so what does this one sound like? Okay, so yeah, I kind of traded one EQ for another, turned one off and put this one in line. Could you hear any difference there, if any? And if there is a difference, was it better or sound better the other way?
Actually, I didn't detect any difference, and I thought to go ahead and look at my bandwidth on the display on the SDR and yours, and look at the difference between the two and how they act. And mine has more of it comes off the carrier, and then, yeah, they go up and down, but it's got a shoulder that on an average kind of goes out broad, then drops off. And some frequencies peak up like S's, and then some, bass frequencies peak up. But yours has more of a differentiation between the bass frequencies and the highs. And I think, I don't know if that means anything, but I think mine is probably, the audio isn't narrower, but the emphasis on mine tends to be narrower. I got a phone call. Hold on a second.
Audio 1, radio. Audio 1, 2, radio. Audio. 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 Radio. Radio. Audio. 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 Radio. Radio. Audio. Radio 1, radio. Audio. Audio. Audio 1, radio. Radio 1, 2, radio. Audio. Audio. Radio 1, radio audio. Audio 1, radio audio. Audio. Audio, audio, radio. Radio, audio, audio. No audio. Audio 1, radio audio. Audio 1. Radio audio. Audio 1, 2. Radio audio. Audio radio. Radio 1, radio audio. Audio 1. Audio 1, 2, radio, audio 1, radio check, audio test, radio 1, 2, radio 1, 2. Radio, radio 1, 2, audio 1, 2, radio, audio, audio 1, 2, radio, audio, audio 1, radio, audio, no, audio, audio. Audio 1, radio, audio 1, radio, audio check, radio, radio check, audio, audio 1, radio, audio, audio 1, radio, audio 1, radio, audio, audio 1, audio 1, radio. radio 1 2, audio 1 2, radio check, audio 1, radio, audio 1. Radio. Audio 1, radio, audio. Radio, audio, radio. Radio 1, radio, audio, audio. Audio. Audio check, radio test, audio. Radio check, audio 1 2, radio test, audio 1, radio, audio. Audio test, radio 1 2, radio check, audio 1 2, radio test, audio 1 2, radio test, audio. Radio, audio. Audio 1 2, radio check, audio test, radio 1 2, radio test, audio 1 2, radio check, audio radio. Radio 1 2, radio check, audio 1 2, radio test, audio 1, radio audio. Radio 1, radio audio. Audio 1, radio check, audio radio, radio audio. Audio 1, radio audio. Audio, radio, audio. No audio. Audio 1, radio 1 2, radio check, audio 1 2, radio audio. Radio audio 1, radio audio. Audio 1 2, radio check, audio test, radio. Radio 1, radio, audio, radio. Radio audio, audio 1 2, radio audio.
Audio on the radio.
Yeah, I was just looking at the levels. Yeah, that's weird, man. That's awfully strange. I don't know what to think of that. When I turn the mic upside down and hold it with my right hand, the problem goes away. But as far as it flat topping. I don't know. That's weird. I turned down the asymmetry a little bit. Now our modulation is right around, it's still right around 150%. But I don't know. What does the audio sound like? I made a change in the chain.
I like it. Yeah, let me play it back for you.
I don't know what to think of that. When I turn the mic upside down and hold it with my right hand, the problem goes away. But, as far as it flat topping, I don't know. It's weird. I turned down the asymmetry a little bit. Now our modulation is right around, it's still right around 150%. But, I don't know. What does the audio sound like? I made a change in the chain.
I like it right there. Sounds good.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, I guess when all else fails, add another EQ. Stack them up, rack them up. Get a whole bunch of processing going on, 10-4.
I've done that. I've got a session over here somewhere. And that's what I did. I started out with something simple. I think I was just using a single compressor, EQ, and a limiter. And then I added some stuff, then added some more stuff, added a EQ because I liked what I had, but I wanted to make a little tonal change, so I didn't want to change it, so I added an EQ. And then I messed around with that for a bit, and then I got that sounding good, and then I thought, well, I'll add something else on there, so I stacked it. I must have had like 10 or 12 plugins. And because a lot of them were EQs, there wasn't a real big task on the processor. And so I think I had like, I don't know, 10 or 12 plugins, and I was still able to, make everything work. The computer didn't freeze up or anything like that, so I think I just kept adding them up in there. But then I realized that that might not have been the best, thing. But anyway, yeah, you certainly can just keep going with that there, Brick.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, it can definitely get out of hand pretty quick. Let's see. Yeah, I try to keep, sometimes the less is more theory works, and sometimes less is just less. But there's a line there, and it's real easy to get across, and then things don't sound quite as good as they should. I lowered my buffer size. Yeah, it definitely looks it doesn't look as fully processed, I don't know. It doesn't look as clean. But, yeah, let me put that back up, see where we can get that back up where it was.
Well, that looks good over here. Looks and sounds good over here anyway.
Let's see. Yeah, I try to keep, sometimes the less is more theory works, and sometimes less is just less. But there's a line there, and it's real easy to get across, and then things don't sound quite as good as they should.
Oh.
I lowered my buffer size. Yeah, it definitely looks it doesn't look as fully processed, I don't know. It doesn't look as clean. But, yeah, let me put that back up, see where we can get that back up where it was.
Looks good here. I like it.
Okay. Well, just one more thing. I'm gonna leave or get in a sample of this audio where it's at right now, and now I'm gonna turn this one EQ off and see if I can hear a back-to-back difference. Okay, now that EQ's turned off. Output all looks the same. I actually did lower down and give myself a little more headroom as far as the crest factor. But see, could you hear a difference when I turn that EQ off? Now I'm going to turn it back on. Okay, now it's turned back on. It's not doing a lot, but I don't know if it's actually doing anything.
Well, I didn't hear much, but I'll let you be the judge of that. I can.
Okay. Well, just one more thing. I'm gonna leave. All right, get in a sample of this audio where it's at right now, and now I'm gonna turn this one EQ off and see if I can hear a back-to-back difference. Okay, now that EQ's turned off. Output all looks the same. I actually did lower down and give myself a little more headroom as far as the crest factor. But see, could you hear a difference when I turn that EQ off? Now I'm going to turn it back on. Okay, now it's turned back on. It's not doing a lot, but I don't know if it's actually doing anything.
I like it better on. I can actually hear the difference. I like it better on there, Brady.
10-4. All right. Well, let me put the final compressor limiter back where it was. Right now we got it threshold at minus 10 dB. I'm going to put it back down to minus 12 dB and see if you can hear a difference there. Hold on. Okay, now we're at minus 12. So I'm sure the audio got a little bit louder as far as perceived loudness. It might have came up a little bit. But is it starting to sound squashed?
Nope, still sounds good. Here, check this out. Play it back.
Back where it was. Right now we got it threshold at minus 10 dB. I'm going to put it back down to minus 12 dB and see if you can hear a difference there. Hold on. Okay, now we're at minus 12. So I'm sure the audio got a little bit louder as far as perceived loudness. It might have came up a little bit. But is it starting to sound squashed?
Not squashed at all. Sounds good. Sounds perfect. I like it.
Okay, so it sounded a little bit better like it is right now with a little bit more compression there at the end.
Yep, I think so.
10-4. All right, well, good deal. Yeah, if you're not hearing anything in there that sounds weird or doesn't sound right, or, I got a little bit of work to do, of course. I got to get in there and see if I can figure out that weird thing with the whole right hand, left hand. Okay, we're going to have a left hand radio, and yeah, I just switched over to the right hand, and they start to flatten out. It's really weird. But if I turn the mic upside down, hold it like a prize fighter, the mic that drops down in the middle of the ring, the ref. If I hold the mic like that with the right hand, it works. So, yeah, I don't know. That's the whole thing is just kind of, to me, it's a little bit fishy. Don't know. Audio, yeah, flat. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a strange little thing. Audio. That's left hand. Audio, right hand. Yeah. I don't know. If you're not hearing any difference on that end, I won't be able to tell through the playback, I don't think. But if you don't hear any difference on that end, then I'm just going to have to not worry about it and just go with it.
Yeah, no, there's no difference whatsoever on this end. It's perfect. I mean, whichever one you're doing it's the same. But you're seeing it locally on that end, so something's happening. I just don't know what it is. But it's not happening over the air. It's not something that we can notice. And Western Electric, hello to you. I just got through putting the screen back up here and I had it minimized. And I see Chris up in there and Calamity. And yeah, audio on the stream is low, huh? Really? Let me take a look at this. Well, my audio is low. Yeah, normally I run a little bit more power and a little different system, so audio might be a little bit low. I'm not sure how low Bobby's audio is. Bobby, go ahead and key up. Let me see what your audio looks like on the stream here.
All right, yeah, we got the 100-watt carrier, about 625 watt peaks right now. It's not a lot, but it's doing something. But yeah, what does that look like?
That looks perfect. perfect now. I turned up the level to the stream a little bit, both your audio and mine. I turned them both up. But yeah, you got it going on now. Here, check this out. Let me play that back for you real fast. It's low, huh? Really? Let me take a look at this. Well, my audio is low. Yeah, normally I run a little bit more power and a little different system, so audio might be a little bit low. I'm not sure how low Bobby's audio is. Bobby, go ahead and key up. Let me see what your audio looks like on the screen. Buzz in there, but it's not really real.
All right, yeah, we got the 100-watt carrier, about 625-watt peaks right now. It's not a lot, but it's doing something. But, yeah, what does that look like?
That looks perfect now. I turned up the level on my audio. I don't know why it's there. Hello, test. Something, for some reason, has got a hum. Oops, that was turning the carrier down too low. I don't know. Hello, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know. There's a hum on my audio, but it's not really in my carrier. It's being generated somehow. Anyway, sounds good there, Bobby. I like it. You got the Mauldulator on that mobile sounding good. It's got to be the best sounding big rig on the band there, Brig.
Yeah, 10-4. Well, whatever you did to your audio there, it definitely came up. Sounds really good. I wouldn't change it, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get into this and spend a little time kind of checking things out, see if we can get a little bit more of a broadcast sound. I have to put the work in, see if I can do a little experimenting, figure something out, see if I can get away with getting rid of some of these damn plugins, man. I got 9 plugins in this chain. That's outrageous. You know, my DSP, it's only at 49%. Still have 50% headroom, but once you start getting that many plugins, it starts to sound over-processed, you know.
Yeah, 10-4. I turned my audio up there. I'm doing about 100% negative peaks and 140 positives and average positives, I don't know, 125. But yeah, that's what we're doing. And yeah, I don't know. I like the I like the current session that you're running, and it sounds open, it sounds full, it sounds rich, it sounds like it's obviously, you know, someone's gone through a lot of effort to achieve good quality audio. It's perfect. And I just hope my playback does it justice. I think you'll hear more on the YouTube feed than the playback. But it's hard to say if that's even right, the break. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I don't know. You know, we'll take a listen to it, see what it sounds like. But well, I'll tell you what, John, we gotta get rolling. We got some miles to put behind us before we can shut down tonight. So, man, I appreciate your help. Definitely appreciate everything. Well, we're off to a good start here, and yeah, take a little bit of time to get her kind of dialed in, but I think it'll definitely get there eventually. Yeah, that's just strange, man. I switched hands, and it definitely goes a little bit flat on the peaks there. But yeah, if you're not hearing it on that end, I mean, I am hearing it, or I'm seeing it on the meter as far as, you know, when it's showing the carrier level. And it's weird because when it's like in my left hand right now, I'm getting taller or higher positive peaks, and that's probably because the carrier dropped down a little bit, and I switch over, then the carrier goes up a little, and the positive peaks drop down and start square waving. So, yeah, it's a weird one. I'll have to figure that out.
Indeed, that is weird. Very, very strange. Let me play that back one more time, and then I got to get out of here too. I got to go weld the Jeep back together again. I forgot I left that project, so let me play this back here real fast. Where is it? And I just hope my playback does it justice. I think you'll hear more.
See what it sounds like, but well, I'll tell you what, John, we gotta get rolling. We got some miles to put behind us before we can shut down tonight. So, man, I appreciate your help. Definitely appreciate everything. Well, we're off to a good start here, and yeah, take a little bit of time to get her kind of dialed in, but I think it'll definitely get there eventually. Yeah, that's just strange, man. I switched hands, and it definitely goes a little bit flat on the peaks there. But yeah, if you're not hearing it on that end, I mean, I am hearing it, or I'm seeing it on the meter as far as, you know, when it's showing the carrier level. And it's weird because when it's like in my left hand right now, I'm getting taller or higher positive peaks, and that's probably because the carrier dropped down a little bit, and I switch over, and then the carrier goes up a little, and the positive peaks drop down and start square waving. So, yeah, it's a weird one. I'll have to figure that out.
No problem over here at all, though. I don't hear anything, no degradation, no problems. It sounds 10-8 and perfect. So anyway, keep it on. I'll let you go. I'm going to get to work out here. I got to put this truck together again. And we'll catch you a bit later on. And glad to hear that Mauldulator on that 99 V2 is smoking. Bobby Boucher and that big rig motor mouth wall working this little bitty ball peen hammer right here, right now. I got down.
All right, 10-4. All right, motor mouth, you take it easy, man. Again, we appreciate it. Definitely appreciate helping me out with this setup. We're gonna get down the highway, and we'll see if we can get back here pretty soon. I don't know. Maybe in a couple weeks we'll get back out here. But anyway, good luck on the Jeep. Be safe. Don't let the damn thing fall on you when you're welding it back together. That wouldn't be good. And all right, man. Say roll that nickel to the 28 Good Time gang out here. Everybody else out here, and we'll catch up with everybody here hopefully in a couple weeks. Anyway, Bobby Boucher, and we're clear.
Oh, before you go, do me a favor. Go back to the, flip the switch on the radio and go back to that front mic. Go to the stock radio. I want to hear that now that I'm on the headphones. Are you switching?
Yeah, just give me a minute. We're almost there.
Okay.
Audio, radio 1, 2, radio, audio check. Okay. It's about 100 watt carrier and 600 watt peaks. Same output as when the Mauldulator's in line. And this is the stock mic going through the front of the radio. Audio check, radio.
Wow. Night and day difference.
Yeah, this thing looks terrible on the scope. Yeah, this is just a splatter box. I mean, it's square waved, it's pinched off. I mean, there's like an inch in between the positive peaks where the carrier should be, where it's not. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I remember the pinch off was something horrible.
All right, I'm gonna put this back in the box, and we're gonna head down the road.
All right, go back to the Mauldulator for just a second.
All right, now we're back on the Mauldulator. Audio check, radio. Should be pretty big contrast there. Pretty big difference. I don't know. What do you think?
Just a little bit. Let me play it all back for you so you can hear that. It's pretty good.
About 100 watt carrier and 600 watt peaks. Same output as when the Mauldulator is in line. And this is the stock mic going through the front of the radio. Audio check, radio.
Wow. Night and day difference.
Yeah, this thing looks terrible on the scope. Yeah, this is just a splatter box. I mean, it's square waved, it's pinched off. I mean, there's like an inch in between the positive peaks where the carrier should be, where it's not. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I remember the pinch off was something horrible.
All right, I'm gonna put this back in the box, and we're gonna head down the road.
All right, go back to the Mauldulator for just a second.
All right, now we're back on the Mauldulator. Audio check, radio. Should be pretty big contrast there. Pretty big difference. I don't know. What do you think?
Yep. I would say that's a pretty big contrast.
It definitely sounds like I got way too much bottom end in there, I think. I'll have to drop it down a bit. Experiment. Let me drop it down 1 dB. There we go. I dropped it down 1 dB. I don't know if that made any difference over there. Doesn't sound like it's doesn't sound like it's loud enough. It doesn't. It's like I'm missing some of that high mid information or something.
I don't know. I like it. I think it sounds good. But hey, Western Electric, take care of 7-3s. Have a good evening, and we'll catch you later. Everybody else on the YouTube channel, we'll catch you later too. And Bobby Boucher, yeah, sounds good. Even a little less bass is okay. It still sounds commanding. It still sounds 10-8. And I like it, that bring.
Did you say it still sounds tinny?
No, 10-8 and commanding. 10-8 and commanding, not tinny. I know my audio's kind of screwy right now, but this... Yeah.
It definitely sounds like I got way too much bottom end in there, I think.
I don't think so.
I'll have to drop it down a bit. Experiment. Let me drop it down 1 dB. There we go. I dropped it down 1 dB. I don't know if that made any difference over there. Doesn't sound like it's doesn't sound like it's loud enough. It doesn't. It's like I'm missing some of that high mid information or something.
The sound that you're looking for is harmonic rich. You want to generate harmonic rich audio, not necessarily equalization, and it's really not overall compression, but it's you want to generate a lot of harmonics, and that's where that brightness comes from that I'm getting. And you're trying to get the brightness, but you don't want to go tinny. And at the same time, you want that boldness, but you don't want to get too bottom end heavy or muffled. So I do a lot with harmonics.
Yeah, 10-4. All right, well, I just rolled a little bit of soft saturation in there. I don't know if that made any difference. It's turned on right now. It's subtle. You're probably not even going to hear the difference there, so let me turn it off. All right, now soft saturation's turned off. Audio test, radio. And now it's back on. Audio test, radio. I don't know. Can you hear any difference with that?
No, I didn't catch it. Not really.
10-4. All right, well, I just rolled a little bit of soft saturation in there. I don't know if that made any difference. It's turned on right now. It's subtle. You're probably not even going to hear the difference there, so let me turn it off. All right, now soft saturation's turned off.
Well, actually, I did hear it.
Radio. And now it's back on. Audio test, radio.
Actually, it is a tad bit nicer with it on. Anyway, sounds good. I'm sure you'll get to play with it a little bit more and kind of dial in the sound that you're looking for, but I got to get back to the Jeep. I'm losing daylight.
All right, Motormouth Mall. You take it easy. Appreciate your help, and yeah, we'll catch up with you here maybe in a couple weeks. So I'm gonna get down the road, man. Good talking to you, and roll that nickel for me, and we'll see you.
Sounds good. All the 28-time gang that are listening to Channel 6 at the moment, Motormouth Mall waving 4 friendly fingers and a thumb to y'all from Bobby Boucher. And I'm going to get back on the side and get back to work. I'm going to shut this gate off, and you can consult it later on and listen to it and the previous one and the previous one to that, and you can kind of sort of get an idea of what was going on. Bobby Boucher, take care. 7-3s, mobile safely. You guys have a great evening. Motormouth Mall stepping and going 10-7. I'll see you. Bye.
Click.
Bye, Motormouth.
Bye, Grandpa Jones. You and your Mauldulator sound good, too.
Thank you very much, Bobby. 10-8 straight as can be.
10-4. I don't mean to run, but I have a broken leaf spring mount, shackle mount on the frame of the Jeep. So I got to go get that all ground down and weld it up and put back together again there. I'm in the midst of that there. So I got to go.
All right, Motormouth. Good luck.
Catch you later.
Roger.